Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Hello? Oh, there it goes. Hey, guys. I thought he said they were good when they lit up. Sorry for the dead air there. That was my bad. I'm in the director's chair. This is Megan Jenkins on Reza Riffs. And Keith and Alan are running a little late today, so they will be here. Don't worry, I'm not in charge of the computer the entire time. I am fortunately here with somebody else, so I don't have to talk to myself. His name is Gerry Bednob, and you might know him from The 40-Year-Old Virgin. That's what I mostly know him from. He does stand-up comedy. He's very funny. What else have you done, Gerry?
Oh, I've done over 30 movies. Zack and Miri make a porno.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Walk Hard with John C. Reilly. And God, my first movie actually was many years ago with Pauly Shaw and Encino Man.
Oh, what a great movie.
And
that was your first one, you said?
Yeah, I think that was his first too.
Oh, cool.
And Brendan Fraser, who wasn't a big star then. And actually, about 4 or 5 years ago, I worked with Brendan Fraser again with Brooke Shields, a movie called Furry Vengeance. And there was a long gap with me meeting, and we had a lot of fun. But I've done Politics of Love. I've just at least 30 movies I've been in.
That's a bunch.
And yeah,
you must love doing it.
I know.
Why not? I wasn't expecting that answer.
That's comedy.
Yeah, you're funny. Yeah, I see why you're funny. Yeah. I get it. They all told me.
Yeah, I paid him to tell you that. Yeah, I like it. Actually, I feel more comfortable doing stand-up comedy. And because, as you know, I'm my own writer, director, producer on stand-up comedy. There's no cut and redo, and so that's my comfort zone, is doing stand-up comedy. And because of stand-up comedy, I got to do what I'm doing in movies and TV right now. Because of that, stand-up comedy. And when I first came to LA, originally I'm from Trinidad in the Caribbean.
Awesome.
Trinidad, Tobago.
That's a big change from.
Yeah.
You must miss it.
Hot climate. Then I moved to Canada, Toronto. It's cold. Stayed there for 15 years. I was a high school counselor in Toronto.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How'd you like that?
I didn't.
Have you ever had a job you've liked?
What I'm doing now.
Oh, okay. Podcast guest. It's so fun.
Because it became boring after in office.
Yeah.
I am not cut out to do office work like the walls.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
I don't, but there was no room for stand-up comedy when I started. In Toronto, there was no comedy club, and I was never a comedian. I was maybe a funny guy, but I can't say I'm a comedian because I never performed in front of an audience. And just making people in the office laugh and friends laugh, it's a big mistake when people think that they're funny when they make friends laugh. And people in the office, oh, you should be a comedian. No, you shouldn't.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a big different story when people pay money, they get dressed up. Yeah. And you come on to see a show, and you have to be very careful, and you have to have, I think, an original act.
I agree with that.
Because you don't want to be on stage where somebody in the audience can predict what you're going to say and predict the joke and possibly heard it before. That won't work for long.
Yeah.
You say, well, I paid money to hear jokes that I already know.
Yeah.
And
But
this is
doesn't
why
it make
it's
them
good
feel
for
better
everybody.
about themselves? They're like, I'm as funny as that comedian up there.
Oh, well, that could be a problem.
Yeah, then you got a bunch of them.
Oh.
And you're waiting in line outside.
Because some comics get them involved. And like a comic would go on before I do like the MC and get the audience and talking back and forth. Now they think they're part of the act. And that is a no-no for me.
Yeah.
Because I remember not too long ago, a guy was at the club, the MC, and he's talking to this woman in the front seat. Back and she thinks, wow, she's like Joan Rivers or Phyllis Diller or whatever. She's pretty. And then I said, why is he doing that? He's making it really awful and uncomfortable for the other comics to follow, because she might think, no, she expects everybody to talk to her.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was very kind of pissed off.
You can say pissed off.
And
I saw your eyes.
Well,
You're like, oh
I
no.
What's the restriction here?
You can say anything you want, yeah.
Because I remember saying that. I asked the owner once. I said, "Can I say shit in this club?" He said, "Fuck no." I said, "Oh, okay."
So you didn't know what to do then?
No. So when I went on, the woman started talking to me. I said, "Ma'am, I don't want to be rude, but I have an act, and I really don't need help." And I had to put down the comic before me because he was wrong in getting them involved. I said, maybe the comic before me had no act, and he had to help. You had to help him. I don't need help. So if you could just shut the fuck up. And that's what she did. She was really mad, and she just pouted all through the night. And she's right up front row. And so I just ignored her because I couldn't play to her. She thinks that I'm the bad guy, and the guy before me was the nice guy. And I sometimes ask the audience, I said, "Did you get dressed up tonight? People come here to hear somebody in the audience entertain you?" And no,
Nice.
boo. So I made that prayer. Because I know they didn't come for that. And
That poor lady, she already felt bad, and then she gets booed by everyone.
yeah. Well, it's not her fault.
It is her fault. I agree. She did bring it on herself.
Yeah, but it's the comic's fault.
True. Yeah, because he did. Yeah.
To make her
Maybe she
think.
didn't know any better.
No.
Yeah.
Could be her first time in the club and say, "Wow, I am part of the. This guy's so nice."
Yeah, she's a star.
Yeah. So I talked to him after the show and I said, "What you did was wrong, and you can keep doing it. I can't tell you how to do your act, but if I am coming up, if you're bringing me up at any time, make sure and don't get people involved, because they think they're part of the act and they're not.
Yeah.
I have an act. Maybe you don't.
Yeah.
So that's how. But stand-up comedy, people make. I know comics would say they're like they so-called a bomb on stage. Nobody laugh, and they'll come to me and say, younger comics say, "Gerry, I don't know, man. All my friends tell me I'm funny, and all my in the office everybody say, boy, you should be a comedian." I say, well, your friends are wrong. I said, friends telling you you're funny, they don't know that you were coming to go on stage. You're funny in the office. You're funny, And people always ask me, how do I know I could be that I'm funny? That's hard to say. The most important thing in comedy, stand-up comedy, is timing. Now, before I started doing stand-up comedy, I used to hear all the pros and greats like Milton Bull and Yola come on TV. They say no timing is much. To myself, I say, not really. Oh, a joke is a joke. But then I realized came into the business, now I know the timing, I would say, is about 80-85% of a joke. Because there's an old saying, some people could tell a joke, some people can't. It's the same joke. But what made me think timing is something you can't explain. It's like rhythm. You can't explain. You can't teach timing.
It's true. Yeah, that's a good analogy with rhythm. That's a really good
you
analogy.
have it or you don't.
Yeah.
But I didn't know my delivery and everything was different until over the years as a younger man in Trinidad, a friend would tell me a joke. I say, oh, that's very funny. And then when we meet in a party, I'll say, Harry, tell him that joke you told me. He said, no, you tell it. I said, well, it's your joke. He said, no, but you tell it better. And over the years, I've been hearing that. I said, what makes me tell it better? I don't know.
That's very introspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I realized eventually it's delivery and timing. Timing and delivery come together. And I said, oh, maybe I tell it because you tell it and I tell it, and you don't get a laugh, and I tell the same joke, verbatim, but differently. And so then you're after over the years, I say, maybe there's something that I am kind of happy that and then people would ask me to MC a stranger, not people I know, but they're not my friends, at a wedding. They would say, I'm Gerry. Hey,
Keith Reza, everybody.
Did you get a note from your mother?
Hey, are you trying to kick me out of my seat right now? I'm the director. What are you doing? You just turned all the buttons on. What does that mean? Oh, God, I'm getting kicked out. All right.
No.
This is how it goes.
Oh, no.
Hold on, I'm just moving over to the other side of the table.
Well, so we could brief him on what we're talking about. We just started brief him on how we started comedy and whatever.
I'm so sorry I'm late. There's an accident on the traffic.
Were you at fault? Oh.
Yeah, we're on the 405, and I missed the exit to pick up Alan Lee, who's parking the car. And there's a tire blew out, right in front of me. So we had to go a different direction, and then we just had traffic. I was like, oh, great.
Where was this?
This was on the 405 right by Sunset.
Oh, because did you see a fire?
Yeah.
And would that have caused a backup?
Maybe, yeah. We went the opposite direction because I didn't want to cause to stay in the traffic.
Yeah.
And then the opposite direction, I guess everyone else caught on that, so we were like, oh, great,
But did you shout out, I have a show to do?
Yeah, I was like, why?
Get out, yeah.
I know. I apologize. I'm always very, very early, and
No, I am. There's no problem. Megan was doing a great job.
Yeah,
Megan's awesome, man. She's my one of my trusty sidekicks.
Well, no, and then she told me she's a track laugh. What do you call it? Laugh track.
Oh, yeah, I said I was canned. When we were in the elevator, I told him. He said, what do you do? I said, I'm just canned laughter.
Yeah, because
That's what he hired me for.
Because Alan Lee, the trusty sidekick, he's very, very funny, but no one hears his jokes. So I thought if we get a lady, she'll laugh, and then everyone will be like, oh, it's funny.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so.
She got a cue and say, laugh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Laugh.
Yeah,
Get out of my seat.
Well, you actually do that in the studios, you know that.
Yeah, on the sitcoms,
So really, it's
yeah.
Some shows that I've seen and I've been in, and they don't laugh, and they'll say, okay, more laughter, and then you have to do the same line over and over, and it's no funny after that.
How many times till it's not funny?
Yeah.
Well, that's true. I'm actually writing a movie, and I don't mean to put you on the spot. I actually finished it.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, but I seriously wrote a role for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
No pressure.
The thing is, it's at a party because when I saw 40-Year-Old Virgin, when you said "Go fuck it, go," I thought that was the funniest line in the world. You know what I mean?
It's most quoted now.
Yeah. So it's just at a party. It's just one line, and you just. I just think it would be cool, they'd be like, oh, the guy, and then you'd be like, go fuck a goat to the person,
Yeah,
I thought it would be funny. I don't know if I have to pay you rights for that line, but I'm willing.
People, when you walk down the streets, do they just yell that at you?
People yell over the line. When I do my stand-up comedy, people in the audience shout out the lines, from the 40 version that I can't remember doing.
Yeah.
Because most of it was improvised, my line.
I read that. Yeah.
So I don't remember. I made up shit that I have never said before.
Yeah.
Because when they had the standard thing like Cincinnati bow tie and dirty Sanchez, those are the regular, legit.
Yeah.
And then I'm finished with that, and then Judd Apatow said, well, keep going. I said, what? He said, just say shit.
Yeah.
Whatever. And those are the things that I say, okay, so this is why I've said things that I've never said in my life before. Like alligator fuck house, or like pussy juice cocktail and double-decker dildo. All these things just came to me to say stupid things.
I can't believe you've never said any of those things
I
before.
didn't, never. I never heard about, I had to think.
Do one more.
Yeah, so wait, you never even heard of these things you just said? Holy Lord, that's hilarious.
Oh, no, I never said those before because I know this Dirty Sanchez, those are, and Cincinnati bow tie and whatever. Like one of the lines was written as anal sex. So I thought on my own quickly, why don't I say something that's too generic?
Yeah.
So I say butthole pleasures.
Right.
So to me, they say, yeah, that's better. So, I never said those lines before in my life. So a lady was saying before, I'm on the shout out, I was doing the show, and I still didn't know. She said, you said it in the 40-year-old. I said, oh, I'll take your word for it. Yeah. And then my comic said, yeah, you did say that. I said, oh. Okay, because I don't look at my movie. I only seen the movie once.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't look at it more than once.
Yeah.
Nothing I do.
Especially if you're in it. It's like you just want to see. Yeah, I totally understand that because I did a movie a long time ago and it was terrible. It was called Terrible People.
Yeah.
And I was at the premiere and I played a bank robber who died. You know? And I was just like, oh, my acting's just so terrible. I can't watch this shit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So that's the thing, like, why I do stand-up, because I'm like you do stand-up to get in the movies, but I don't want to act. Like, I'm like, what's acting?
Yeah, you're acting. Luckily, I play myself, like my character, like Judd Apatow know me, Judd Apatow.
From the stand-up days.
Stand-up.
Yeah.
And he knows what I am like off stage.
Yeah.
Because I just I would get mad and you see, that's my character, that's me.
Yeah.
So this is why he had booked me in a show called, a short-lived but very well-written show called Undeclared.
Well, I've seen that, Undeclared.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
It's a take-off, it's a graduation from Freaks and Geeks.
Oh, okay.
So they went to college. I know it's Seth Rogen and Jay Baruchel.
Well, you're pretty close with Seth Rogen. You've done like 2 or 3 movies with him,
but
right?
we're not close.
Oh,
Do you know
his...
always ask, what is the girl like? I said, oh, we play poker every week and bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I know we don't see each other.
This is the trusty sidekick, Alan Lee, Gary.
Really quick. I'm gonna take a picture of this and post
Gerry
this.
came all the way from Bangladesh, and he's not.
They're dressed exactly alike. They're dressed exactly alike. I'm gonna take a picture.
They are dressed alike.
I mean, check Twitter. You guys look. You need to go to the racetrack after this.
Yes, I know, but I have no money.
I have no horse.
Not even a horse.
Here, smile.
I have glasses.
Oh, this is amazing.
Oh,
$1.99.
Oh my gosh.
We got dollar store. I get my
there's a really good friendship forming right
This
here.
man is a businessman.
No,
as well as an artist.
I had Reza. No, really. And then he said, well, you need a 175. Just go to dollar store 99 and pick up. I have about 8 pairs, one in each room. Or whatever I go
That's
to.
great.
Yeah,
That's great.
And it's $1.
One in each room. Exactly.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
What strength is yours?
Mine, I'm so lucky. I'm at 125.
Okay.
I'm praying that I don't go to 190 next week.
Yeah, well, mine would start off at 175.
Ah.
I haven't changed it yet, and she said, so, that's...
Fantastic. Is this even on?
Yeah, you're on.
Thank you.
You're on.
Beautiful.
Alan Lee, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
It's so good to see you. Everybody's
I'm driving.
trickling in.
Yeah.
When am I going to meet Alan?
Oh,
And then I came and said, they might not come up.
This is karma. This is karma.
Yeah.
People always say, don't try to get revenge.
Yeah.
So today somebody, karma. I said karma is too fucking slow.
Yeah.
I gotta speed it up.
Many lives.
That takes too long.
Now, do you? I'm sure you do, but I know, like with comedy, you know, there's so many comedians and stuff. Do you remember a comedian named Stephen Briggs?
Wait a minute, I think I'll be working with him.
Yeah.
Did he tell you that?
Yeah, in a couple years. Yeah. Stephen Briggs
I've
is.
never met him though.
Oh, really? Stephen.
That's been again. You work with people and you still didn't know.
Yeah, well, because Stephen Briggs is one of my best friends, and he said that he featured for you in Huntington Beach.
Well, then we worked together.
Yeah, and he said.
But again, you really can't.
Well, yeah, but so
I'm old.
Yeah.
I have an excuse.
Yeah. And I was like, Steven, I need guests for the podcast. And he said to call you. I was like, do you think you'll do it? He's like, yeah, you're a great guy. And so I was like,
not
oh.
great, but, I have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Unemployed is different from great.
So
We're not paying you for this, you know.
You should give him a plane ticket to go for
So then I called Steven and I said, you do the show. And then he's like, when am I going to do the show, you fucker? I was like...
Yeah, well, it's good because he was supposed to drive.
Yeah.
But I called him, what's his name, Andrew Cohen.
Yeah.
And I told him, my girlfriend is a teacher and she retired. So now we're going to go together. So I told Andrew, I don't need a ride anymore. So I'll meet on Thursday night, on the 5th.
Yeah.
I think on the 4th we go up on a Thursday.
Yeah.
5th, and we work, and Saturday we come out here. So I was going. That's how I know the name.
Yeah. But you know, there's just so many comics, you know. So like, I mean, I'm not saying he was lying about working with you, you know, because he's an honest guy. But I know I've worked with so many people, I forget who I work with. You know?
Yeah. Look, I work with him, and I forget.
Yeah. So I mean, you're probably gonna forget about this interview in a couple of weeks.
What interview?
I'm sure Keith will tweet at you and remind you.
Yeah.
I just parked in for water, and now she said, "You want to have a seat?" I said, "Yeah."
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Man. So, but so I would here's a question I had that was very interesting because you.
Let me decide if it's interesting.
Oh, okay. But you did stand up during the writers' strike at the Comedy Store, and you saw
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. But what the question is, like, the comic who killed himself,
Yes.
Steve
Lebedkin.
Yeah,
I worked with him.
you worked
2
with
nights before.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's amazing because like I'm very fascinated because I think comedy has a dark side on people, and obviously that happened with Steve.
Oh no,
But a lot-
are very depressed people.
Yeah, but a lot of comics don't remember him, but don't remember his jokes. Like Argus Hamilton, he's one of my best friends. He doesn't remember Steve's jokes, and you said on podcasts you worked with him.
Yes,
So-
I worked with him, but I don't remember. He didn't have jokes. He has nice stories.
Yeah, he was a storyteller.
And he's very bright, a good-looking guy, and everything.
Yeah,
And
there's no pictures of him on the internet too. It's like,
well then.
Yeah.
There was when he died. It was that 1979.
yeah. So he was good looking for the 70s.
Yeah. No, it'd be like shit. So he died in good time.
Yeah.
He died at the right time.
Wow, that's quite a story.
And he jumped from the Hyatt Hotel. Yeah.
Oh, the Rock and Roll Hyatt, they used to call it.
That's what they call it.
Yes.
Yeah, because we work and he was depressed.
Wow.
And then was during the strike.
Yeah.
For money to get paid.
Yeah.
You never paid shit, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I just came in 1978, and then I ran into the strike. I said, I didn't come here for that
Yeah.
because I wanted to work for free because that's the exposure. I leave Toronto to come.
You started at Yuck Yucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I had a good experience. Well, that's a story how I started there.
Yeah.
It was only Jewish comics. Jews all over.
Really?
Yeah. And there was a lot of racial discrimination in Toronto against the Pakistanis.
Interesting.
There's a Paki Bash, they call them.
Wow.
Just beat them for no reason.
Wow.
But I'm not a Paki, I'm Indian heritage from Trinidad. So I took advantage of that situation. But they would work me. So then Mark Breslin, the owner of the club, he had a one night, that's how it started. In a church basement on a Wednesday night, 1 night a week. That's how Yuck Yuck started. Now we have about 25 clubs.
Yeah.
And I was one of the original with me and Maurice Lamache, he lives here. And then the guy from Second City TV, Rick Moranis.
Oh, I love Rick Moranis.
He's one of the funniest guys I know.
You know Rick Moranis?
Oh yeah.
That's Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah.
I don't mean to like brag, but like I'm the
like,
biggest
why are you
Rick
guys so
Moranis
excited?
fan.
No, I'm me too.
Yeah, he's so quick.
And then he's so offbeat.
Yeah.
Because Howie Mandel, Jim Carrey, they came after.
Yeah.
But then Rick Moranis never liked doing stand-up. But there was nothing else. He was on a radio show.
Yeah.
And there was nothing else, so he did play the guitar and do impressions of a ventriloquist guy, playing Ed Sullivan, and times like that, sketches he did.
I think I'm one of the only people who knows Rick Moranis did stand up. A lot of people are like, "No, he didn't." I was like, "No, he did. I know he did."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
He
like
never liked it.
he
It's
probably
interesting.
did. He probably
He
did.
actually hates acting now, which is why he quit.
Yeah,
Interesting.
He
That's
does.
when I hear that,
He's a country
it's so
singer
amazing,
now.
Amazing to
Yeah,
me.
he's a singer now. And
What?
his
Yeah.
wife died.
Yeah.
And then we had to stay with his sons, and he quit business completely.
Well, I'm like
didn't know
the
any of this.
I'm like
amazing.
I'm like the biggest Rick Moranis fan. When I started the podcast, I wanted to interview him, you know, and
Yeah.
they said no, and I was like, well,
How long have you been doing this then?
2 years,
Oh, no,
years.
he quit a long time.
Yeah, but so like I have this thing called Asperger's syndrome. So like I keep asking until I get a no. You know what I mean? Like same with girls. I keep saying, "Hey, you want to go out?" You say, "Want to go out? You want to go out?" Unless they say no, you know what I mean? I still think there's a chance. So Rick Moranis is
No.
Rick Moranis' publicist just said, "Keep writing us later." So I did, and then I wrote. I was like, "Look, I don't have much money, but I'll give you $500."
Oh my god.
And then they said maybe.
That's funny.
So then I got
Why
an.
didn't I get fucking 500?
Well, right.
Yeah, why didn't you? That's
Well, hold on.
You
How
get
would you-
rejected by the best ones, right?
Well, hold on. So, like, I think Rick Moranis is one of the greatest comic minds, and then they said they said he does not want to talk about comedy. He just wants to talk about country singing.
Yeah.
I was like,
And
I know
why didn't
nothing
you give a
about
resounding
country.
yes?
We haven't had a country
I do.
singer.
Yeah,
I want to
Yeah.
say strange, like a genius strange.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's a very I would like to see him sometime because
I would like to see him with you, man. We could go lunch.
I went and you're going to buy him.
Yeah.
There.
Wherever.
better say yes or no now, otherwise you're gonna get an invite every day for the rest of the
in
week.
Toronto, he tried LA. He tried fucking one. So I was coming to LA. He said, "Gerry, buy stuff." He said, "I hate LA." I knew somebody that came. He said, "Everybody's thousands of comics." I said, "Well, look, I already decided to come, and I got to take my chances."
Yeah.
And then when I went to the comedy store, I saw a bunch of people like Amateur Night or whatever. I say, they're not a thousand comics. There are 1,000 people trying to be comics
Yeah.
because they were awful.
It's still the same thing.
Yeah. It was.
yeah.
Worse now.
Oh, yeah, it's way worse because
Yeah.
now everyone thinks they're a comedian.
Oh man.
It's
Oh
like,
my
holy,
God.
like, I'm not a huge name, but when people ask me to open up for me,
Yeah.
I'm like, do I know you? Like, do you have any jokes? You know what I mean? And they don't
Yeah.
have any jokes, and it's like, and
yeah.
then it's like, you want me to, like, nice
People
guy.
ask me this. I said, look, I don't go on the road, guys. I really not a road. I've never been a road comic ever.
Yeah,
I've never had a business card ever.
yeah,
Because I say, people who have business cards after a show, they're sort of like fucking sliming around to get a card. I don't do that shit. Because people will feel obligated to ask you. If you really want to book me, I say call the club owner. Mm-hmm. And then if you do that, then I know you really want to do something with me.
Yeah.
But they feel I'm in the fucking face, I'll take a card.
yeah,
They have no choice almost.
yeah, and then it just goes in the trash.
Oh yeah. Well, I take card, people give a card, and if it's blank at the back, I keep it to write notes.
Yeah.
Really, if it's bow tie, I say fuck you.
There you go.
Whenever people ask you to open up for them, you should just be like, go fuck a goat.
Oh my. Those poor
When
guys.
Joan Rivers took me to open Joan Rivers,
Yeah, that was another.
she was the best.
Tell us.
A very, very nice.
Alan Lee's like the biggest Joan Rivers
I've
fan.
always found her fascinating.
Yeah,
I want
she
you to
was.
Tell me.
When she had a TV show, the talk show.
Yeah, didn't you do like more time than you were supposed to?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, all right, pal.
No. Not what I said. She made me do more time.
Yeah,
because she had been panel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she asked me at the end, you usually wrap up when you're talking to guests. Oh, you're great. Would you come back? I said, no.
Oh.
And then she didn't know what to say. Because I did it as a joke.
Yeah.
Because I made sure I did well stand up first.
Sure.
And then I went to panel. If I'd bombed, I'd say, fuck, I better say, yeah, I was glad you did. So she laughed. She said, oh, okay. She didn't know what to say.
That's funny.
And then the second time I did it, then she said, Edgar, her husband, said, I'll be a...
Wow.
Who recommended me? The guy who owned Yuck Yuck. He booked the comics.
Yeah.
Joan called, he was in Toronto, and he got a call.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so... there's a girl named Marjorie Gross. She used to work with Seinfeld and work in the shows I write in a stand-up comic. And her aunt was a friend of Joan. And before Joan, the show started, she talked to Joan and said, Joan, I have a niece who would like to be a comic. She said, Joan, she sent a tape. She sent this tape. She sent the tape was where Mark Breslin interviewing her. And she said, who's that guy interviewing? He's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
He said, well, he's the owner of the club, and he said, I'd like to have him to book my acts. And she just caught one day he was on stage in Yuck Yuck emceeing, and the manager, the girl said, Mark, Joan Rivers on the phone for you. He said, yeah, tell Joan to suck my cock or whatever. Because he thinks, Joan Rivers, where did she know me to begin with? She had no idea. And then she came back. I said, Mark, on stage with a Mark, it is Joe. It is Joe. Get off, go. And that's how he went. And he said, hello, and was Joan Rivers.
Yeah. Wow.
Talked him into it to come and book the act. He said, sure. But he had so much money. He came, he was making 80 grand a year doing that.
Yeah.
And he bought his Rolls Royce, rent a penthouse, and just to live in Hollywood for a while. And so he booked, that's how he booked me. But what he did, on my stand-up comedy, I talk about kicking handicap and
I know, I love that joke.
But
your stand-up comedy is kind of poetic in a way.
Well,
because I don't know if you write poetry, but your comedy it seems like it's written with that same heart. You know what I mean?
Like
Just
the rhythm.
Yeah, the rhythm. Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful because that's the type of comedy I like. You know what I mean?
It's dark and dry.
Yeah, I love dark. I love dark comedy.
Me too.
Yeah.
I could get a joke and then I would. But he told me to audition at Improv.
Right.
And he's the producer, Joan Rivers, coming. And say, Gerry, what you do? You do this joke. And I said, about kicking. I said, I have 5 minutes. I can't do that kind of joke up front. They have to know me and like me first when I do it at the end.
Yes.
Right.
But kicking a handicap, I can't do it up front.
He moved your joke.
They have to do it at the end.
He moved your joke.
Yeah, he did. I said, Mark, he said, look, do it, Gerry. I said, Mark, I'm telling you, you won't like me, I know it.
That's funny.
And exactly, I did it the way he said, I'm going to get you on the show, I'm booking the show. I said, okay. Went on, fucking died.
Yeah.
So I said, Mark, what did they say? He said, they said they hated you. I said, well, yes, they fucking hate you.
Oh my God.
He said, but I'll get you on the show. He said, I know you. And so,
did you tell him to fucking go?
and then he told me, Joan and the producer, he said, I know Gerry.
Yeah.
He has always a material. I made him do that.
That was nice.
Yeah, and I shouldn't do it. He has real good material.
Oh, yeah.
Clean and funny. So then he told me, get 5 minutes ready. Go and work it out. Now, another thing I never do, ever, I think I'm doing a comic again who never does that. I never go in the club and try out my material or TV spot. Never, ever.
Yeah.
Never.
That's interesting.
Because my thinking is, if I were to go, even when I did the Arsenio Hall show at the last minute, they called me. About 2 days before, they said, are you working in the clubs? I said, no, I'm in Santa Barbara. I lied. Because they could come and check me out and change their mind. Yeah. So I said, no, you already booked me. I'm going to do it. the reason why I don't try it in a club the night before, whatever, anytime, because I'm going to try it, and if I bomb, I'll say, fuck, I'm doing this on TV tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that gets me very nervous.
Very good advice.
And because, you know, a TV audience is easier.
Yeah.
But this will mean me say, I tried this and I'm doing this show tomorrow. Fuck. So I said, no, I trust my instinct.
That's excellent.
I get that, because when I did stand up for diversity, they wanted me to really nail the 5 minutes, you know what I mean? So I did the 5 minutes, I did clubs for maybe 3 months because I was really trying to, you know?
Yeah.
And then when I did the show, I didn't do the stuff I practiced. And it worked way better, but I just felt like on camera, I was like, you know what, it wouldn't be good. I mean, I ended up losing the show, but I felt happier with my set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and a lot of bookers don't know what funny is.
Yeah.
Like there's a show called the Will Shriner Show years ago.
Right.
Will Shriner's a comic himself, and his son was twin brothers, a big on soap opera, Ken Shriner. So I'm going through the material with the producer guy. He said, no, I don't like this. I like it. I said, listen, let me tell you something. Those you don't like are my funniest jokes. And those you're choosing is not too good. It's kind of weak. He said, no, but I want you to do this. I say, I beg to differ. I don't want you to fuck up here, but, you know, can I bring a tape for you? He said, why? I said, I just want to show you something. So all the jokes on the paper in the tape. Yeah. And all the ones that I liked did really well with the audience.
Yeah.
And the ones he chose didn't. He said, Gerry, you're right, okay, just do what you want. I'm
there
telling
you.
you.
They don't know.
They don't.
No.
A joke on paper is different from when you're actually delivering
Totally.
And the funny thing is, the bookers usually make more money than the comics.
Oh, by far.
It's like you don't even know what makes people laugh.
Yeah. Oh, no. Of course, they have a regular job to begin with.
Yeah.
And you get your how much? It's a shot 800 or whatever they do now. I don't know. But they have a and the thing is, some people don't like the chance. So when I work with Joan, after the second show, she said, I think I'll take you on the road with me. So she took me to Caesar's Palace.
Nice.
And she and Nell Carter was the middle act, the singer, and I opened. And I was nervous. Caesar's Palace.
Huge.
That's a Mecca.
Yeah, I would love to.
I mean, so when I was there now, Joan is such a sweetheart. She's so protective of the people she work with.
I got that impression of her.
Yes. So I'm going.
He says it's so sexy.
Like
I'm not trying to be
keep
sexy.
saying that, I'm going to blow you. Because the way you say it.
He's like, I got that impression.
Yes.
And you were saying Joan.
And there's a guy, yes, I was. I told him, Johnny. Sorry, thanks.
My God.
So Joan, a guy, a mafia with suit, trippy suit, he said, you see that clock there? 20 minutes, not 1 minute more. Not 1 minute more. I said, fuck. My first night. I said, okay.
Yeah.
So I watched the clock. So I went on. I wanted to play the safe, thinking was the safe way. I did 18 minutes. Big mistake.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
Because the band playing on Nell Carter. And Nell Carter, that fat fuck, wasn't ready.
Oh my God!
She wasn't ready.
I know.
Yeah.
She's dead.
Oh.
So, and she said, oh, Gerry, you still have 2 minutes. So then Joan heard what happened. And Joan said, what happened? I said, well, so-and-so this guy, he said, you know what Joan said? Her words, fuck him. He said, you work for Joan Rosenberg. I pay you.
Yeah.
Right? Fuck him, they're union, they're not going to fuck up my show. You do as long as you want.
Nice.
Now, if you know me, that's all I needed. That clout.
There you go.
So the second show, he came to me now. I said, hey, don't fucking talk to me for the rest of the 2 weeks here. He said, what's your problem? I said, you my fucking problem. If you want to ask me something, talk to Joan.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me for the rest of the 2 weeks, please. So I went on stage. I did 27 minutes just to piss him off.
Yeah.
Great.
Because I could hear in the back of the curtain Nell Carter laugh because she's waiting there. And I said, and he's looking at me and he's saying, he's just watching his time. And I said, getting him angry, man. And since then, he didn't talk to me, and then I did my 20 minutes after that. But I just want to show him that don't fuck with me with that clout.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, you know what's weird is like, in my opinion, and I'm sure you agree.
have an opinion.
Yeah. But in my opinion, I think 20 minutes and 45 minutes are easy. I think 5 to 10 minutes are hard.
Exactly.
It's like, what the hell, man?
That's true.
Yeah.
I know great comics couldn't make me
5 minutes. They can't do 5.
2.
Yeah.
I won Star Search International, right? I do quick jokes.
That's awesome.
The guy who did it with me, Ed McMahon, the guy who was Carlos Alzaraki, he does bits, you see.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'm going to win because he has to go out to talk about his grandmother and do an impression. Like Bill Cosby, as great as he is, was.
I think he's the greatest comic. He's the most sinful man.
But
He had some problems.
but he couldn't do Star Search and win.
Oh, no, not at all.
No.
By the time he finished, great storytellers can't do Star Search.
Well, see,
2 minutes, 1.5 minutes, they cut it down to.
The laughs are coming.
Yeah.
one of my best friends is Norm Macdonald.
Oh, he's nice.
I love Norm.
His style.
And he made the finals on Star Search, and he lost to this man called Bushman. And I was like, how did you lose to that? Because like Bushman has no career now. All he does is scare people on the streets in San Francisco for money.
Oh.
And Norm was like, well, because he's not that type of comic. He's not,
That's right.
you know what I mean? He gets warmed up with 10 minutes.
Yes.
After 10 minutes, it's a beauty.
Beauty, yeah, that's right.
You know, and that's the same stuff.
That's
Yeah.
right. Because the first person to win it was Brad Garrett.
Yeah.
He won because he had jokes, good jokes.
Yeah.
But Sinbad did a lot of winning too.
Sinbad won?
No.
I thought he made the finals.
He he didn't. Who beat him was a guy who from Toronto to our impressionist guy. He beat Sinbad. Geechee guy. He won a lot of segments. He won the most, I think, without winning.
Yeah.
But he has jokes too.
I thought Drake Sather was one of the ones that came in without winning.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know who he is.
Yeah.
Dennis Miller did it.
Dennis Miller was awesome too.
He was. It's a different style. 2 minutes. They cut mine down to a minute and a half. They didn't do the whole 2 minutes. That's let's go.
Yeah.
But I knew when he went on, Carlos, I think I'm going to win because he had to wait long to get one laugh.
Yeah.
It's funny, but he's doing a whole bit.
Just
I'm doing quick jokes.
Now, Jerry, we actually have Twitter questions. I know Megan asked you some, but these ones I got in the car.
I haven't asked him any
yeah.
questions.
Oh, you didn't
Save
ask?
those for you. I know they're your favorite.
Go on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we only have 5 minutes, but here's a here's a
I know. I'm dropping the ball.
Yeah.
I could barely turn the microphones on.
Well, here's the Twitter question that I have that I think is really appropriate since we're talking about this humor. Jerry, what's your favorite dark joke, and can you tell it on air?
Well, it's up to you if I can tell you.
Yeah, man.
Well, please do.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I don't care.
I have a lot of joke. This guy went to an agent and with an apple.
Uh-huh.
And the agent said, what's this apple for? He said, this is a special apple. This, if you bite it, but before you bite it, just pretend what kind of fruit you want it to taste like. The guy said, are you sure? He said, yeah. You say, go to bite it. He said, what do you want it to taste like? He said, well, I want it just like a banana. He said, bite it. Oh, tastes like a banana. Wow. He said, and he tasted it. So you see? He said, well, I'll tell you. I don't know if I could represent you with just that. If you could make an apple that tastes like a pussy. You said, a pussy? He said, well, I could do that, but it'll take about a couple of weeks to get that done. He said, I don't care. He said, get it done and bring it back. 2 weeks after he came up with the apple. So I'm here now, so he said, no, this tastes like a pussy. He said, like the apple. And he said, this is like shit. He said, no, turn it around.
Oh, that was dark.
That's a joke.
You want a real sick joke?
Yeah, we'll do one more.
Really sick.
That was very good.
We just got the light, which is weird.
We're having our own show.
I don't know if you could top
yeah.
that.
No
That
one
was
tells us.
pretty-
That guy
yeah.
So
It's
this
okay.
is disgusting, I mean, sick.
Oh yeah, disgusting.
Yes.
So is it more disgusting or more dark?
Well, let's hear it.
Well,
we have a minute.
disgusting and a combo.
Okay, I'll take a combo. I'll try a combo.
Okay, should I tell you? No, okay, I won't tell you. I will tell you a better joke.
You want to tell me off air?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because I like that.
This woman sitting in a bar, taking a glass of champagne, drinking the champagne. A farmer walks in at the bar and orders champagne. And the woman said, what a coincidence. You drinking champagne and I'm drinking champagne. Are you celebrating something? The farmer said, yeah, actually. My chicken couldn't lay eggs for the longest time. And this morning I got up a dozen eggs. She said, what a coincidence. My husband and I were trying to get me pregnant for 6 years now. Nothing. Yesterday the doctor told me I'm pregnant. What a coincidence. I say, yeah. And she said, what did you do so the chicken could have it? He said, well, I used a different cock. He said, what a coincidence. I said, well, oh, is that canned laughter? No problem.
This is very real.
Oh, that's good. I like
That's
that.
awesome.
I like that
Oh
one.
my god.
But no, you want to hear my favorite dark joke?
Yes.
Yeah, and then we'll
Do it.
close on this.
Do
But
it.
this one, it's not really funny, but it's in the news. You know what I mean? A couple years ago, this family went to Mexico, and they lost their child named Alex. He's like 6 or 7, you know. And you know how there's this whole drug war going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what happened was Alex was like 5 or 6. He's playing with his little yo-yo or whatever. And he sees a churro man, and the churros man like, hey, Alex, you like churros? I don't know how he knew his name, but he did. And Alex is like, yeah, I do. So the churro man's like, I got a whole fucking van full of churros if you want some churros. And the guy's like, cool. So the man, like, Alex gets in the van, and the man drives away, right? Now what happens is a couple of days later, the parents are like, oh my God, where's Alex? And we got to get back to the United States because work, visa, divorce attorneys, stuff like that. So they're about to get back to the States, and they're like, where's Alex? You know? And they see a little Mexican guy carrying a little boy. And the mom's like, stop, that's my son, that's Alex. So she gets out of the car and she runs. The Mexican guy, he gets like scared, you know, so he throws Alex in the air and he runs, you know. And the mom comes to Alex, and Alex is, you know, he's dead, you know what I mean? They killed him. And they took out all his liver and, you know, his blood and stuff, and they stuffed him with drugs, you know, like needles, cocaine, heroin, drugs, you name it. And the mom was sad, and she was crying, and I don't know why. She got a lifetime supply of free drugs.
Yikes.
That's not nice.
That's dark.
Yes, it is.
Of course.
You're correct on that.
That's a movie
you only
waiting
had
to be
that,
made.
so-
That was
I want
very long
let's
for-
end it on your dark joke.
Good.
It's
Good.
too late. You already did that.
The girl, the high school graduate, said, Dad, can you lend me your car to go to the prom? The dad said, well, I'll tell you, you'll have to hand up something. She said, Dad, what? He said, well, you have to give me a blowjob. Dad! I mean, daughter, he said, well, if you want the car, you're going to learn this when you grow up, you might as well start with me. You got to give me a blowjob. She said, oh, I can't give you a blowjob, Dad. Just to borrow your car for one night. He said, that's it. Yes or no? That's up to you. She know the prom is coming up the same day and on the night. Watch things. I got to have that car, God. She said, you know what? I got to give in. I'll give in. He said, Dad, I'll give you a blowjob. He said, you're going to go for the car? He said, yeah, I'll give her. Zip it down. And she started to blow him in. He said, Dad, it's just like shit. He said, oh, I forgot to tell you, your brother borrowed the car this morning.
That's not nice.
Well, I'm gonna fucking say what's nice and not nice.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
Nothing to say.
Well, we're out of time, man. But man,
Wow.
Jerry,
We
thanks
sure
so
wish
much
we
for
got
doing the
here
show,
earlier.
pal.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
for
man,
coming out.
it was fun. and-
Would you plug something? Anything? What are you doing? You're going home?
Oh yeah,
Anything?
Well, I'm plugging you with your buddy.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I have some things I had. Well, I'm not, Paid in Full is a movie we just did.
Uh-huh.
It's on Facebook. It's premiering on the 26th of September.
September 26th.
And then I did. It's Late in America. It's another one I just did in Detroit.
Uh-huh.
And the Joneses, Almost American in Albuquerque. All these I just did.
Yeah.
Coming up there, and then I'm working with your buddy. I'm in Mesquite, Casablanca. Ice House on Thursday.
Thursday?
Ice House?
Yeah.
Let's go on Ice House,
There's-
Alan Lee.
There's a
Yes.
special show, only 10 minutes. There's a good friend of mine named Leslie Norris. She's been a long time now,
Yeah.
15, 20 years. She's doing a girls singer contest for 3 minutes each, but she once asked me and Jimmy Brogan and somebody doing 10 minutes. So, but it's not like a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to wait till I'm doing a real show.
Yeah.
In 10 minutes, clean material.
I hate to interrupt, but the director's getting really upset. So
The guy with the black suit
Yeah.
is bothering us, and we don't have.
we just don't have
anyone.
time. All right, well, Ice House, and I would love to have you back so we have more time because I
Anytime.
love your humor,
Come
man.
in.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you could pay me the money you're giving Rick Moranis.
Yes, we'll bring Rick.
Well, let's talk after the
We'll
show,
bring some
guys.
churros.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Join us next week. Have a good night.
Thanks.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.